Today we have another breaking news story of foreigners fighting in the streets of Ireland. This one comes to us live from O'Connell Street. We have today, of course, Indians versus Roma Gypsies. Okay, now if we have to pick a side, I'm gonna have to go with my brothers, the Indians. Okay, the Jeets. Because to be perfectly honest, lads, you know, when Indians come here, at least they're most of the time professionals. I mean, proper Indians coming from like Mumbai and stuff like that. You know, I know a good few come here to work hard. They do night shifts in petrol stations. They work hard, laborious jobs. They also come here and work as professionals. Google, LinkedIn, YouTube. They work these big IT jobs and they help kind of push the economy somewhat. When you have Roma Gypsies come here from Eastern European countries like Hungary, Latvia, Bulgaria, Slovakia, these Eastern European countries, they do nothing. They just claim welfare, they have 10 more kids, and they in turn claim welfare. And they don't help contribute to Irish society in any manner. They don't help push the culture, they're not respectful, they hate Ireland. They're just here for purely economic reasons. At least when it comes to Indians, you know, at least they're honest about their economic reasons for moving here. Plain and simple, they're honest about it. Roma Gypsies provide nothing. It says here in the description, these animals just now stretched, nearly fell on top of my buggy with my child, and they had to walk out in the middle of the road nearly. So this lady with a buggy in the middle of the fighting had to run away from them with her child, and they actually nearly fell on her buggy as well. Let's watch the video. Oh, damn. Oh, Arya Bollockses, would you get off the street, would you? Get off the street, lads. You can see Roma Gypsy Babushka, she came to intervene as well. Didn't see anything too crazy or anything too violent there. A few slaps were thrown, nothing too violent. But you can't have groups of foreigners fighting in the streets. And this is Micheál Martin, Simon Harris doing. This is the EU, the UN, bringing in of people to Ireland, hundreds of thousands, illegal migration, and the multicultural shithole that we now all have to endure as the Irish public. It's ridiculous. There's no stopping this. We now have foreigners fighting en masse in the streets of Ireland. I don't know the background to this. There's no background given. But again, this is an everyday occurrence. There's foreigners fighting in the streets in Northern Ireland. There's just mayhem, always stabbings, shootings. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. The Gardaí have to clamp down on this because if they don't, it's going to run riot in the streets of Ireland. As I said before, this is all Micheál Martin, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael doing. So let's hear him talk about how they're all vetted. Because of course we know none of these illegal migrants are vetted. There is no consulate in Syria that the Gardaí are Garda vetting. They want us all to believe that the Gardaí are ringing up the Irish consulate in Syria and Liberia and saying, "Hi lads, would you give us a background check there of your man Ahmed? Like, let's hear a background check." That doesn't happen, guys. That does not happen. These third world, poverty-stricken, war-torn countries do not have background checks for these people coming over. They could be ISIS, they could be Al-Qaeda trained, they could be Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda fractions that are looking to kill Irish people. Lord knows who these people are.
The security services here have reportedly warned the Home Secretary not to water down security checks. You in Ireland have welcomed already something like 2,500 Ukrainians so far. Have you conducted security checks on them?
We've had about 5,500.
5,500.
He's proud of it. He's proud of it.
At this stage, no, you know, we will monitor and so on. But no, our primary impulse is to assist those fleeing war. And that's, you know, the Irish people are very seized by this the series of atrocities that are going on. What we're witnessing on our screens every evening is really shocking people, and there's huge human empathy there, obviously, to help the women and the children. And so we because of the temporary protective directive of the European Union, what Ireland is doing basically, if Ukrainians come into Ireland, they'll have access to our social protection income, access to our health services, access to education, the right to work immediately, and we believe that's the correct thing to do in the context of the worst displacement of people and refugee crisis since World War II. And speed is important in a situation like this.
It's terrible that Ukrainians are obviously having to fight this war. It's absolutely horrendous. Much love to all my Eastern European people. I love you all. But at the same time, I was listening to some guy in the CIA. I was listening to a bunch of other Eastern European news sources. And they were saying that because of this war, this Ukrainian-Russian war, because of this war, guys, the EU and the EU has been flooded with guns, grenades, RPGs. Like, there's just weapons for sale en masse now because of that war. They're flooding over the border with weapons, semi-automatic rifles, like M16s, like crazy weapons that are now getting into the hands of criminal gangs in Ireland and across Europe. So this war, not only is it destroying the whole landscape of Europe, it's also flooding the streets with guns. Crazy stuff coming to this country, lads. The next video we have here is Dominic Cherwinski talking about how we take all illegal immigrants, put them in handcuffs and send them back to the country that they came from. A beautiful idea. And of course, I love Eastern Europeans. I love the Polish. I said yesterday accidentally in a video that I thought the man that was robbing a car from some woman in Newry was Polish. That was a slip of the tongue. I believe he was Irish, but I just said that he looked basically white European. So I kind of lump everybody in together: Irish, Western European, Eastern European. I don't know where people are from when I see a video like that. But of course, much love to all my Eastern European people. Half of my family is from Eastern Europe. We love everyone from Poland. Matter of fact, if our Irish government was more like this Dominic guy, was more like Eastern Europe, the Irish government would be legendary. Okay, it would be amazing. It'd be more right-wing. It'd be more based. I love Eastern Europeans. Let's listen to what Dominic says.
Put the cuffs. We put them on the plane and send them back from wherever they came from.
Let's
it's
go.
Simple as that.
I love
And
it.
all these papers.
Would you say that British lawyers and politicians who say it's impossible are not telling the truth?
Well, they do not know how to deal with the real problem. This is not a paper. This is not a film. This is not a movie. This is a real situation. And all these excuses, all these lawyers, I'm a lawyer too. I'm doing my PhD on human rights as well. I know what we can do and how we have to react as a politicians who are responsible for our families, for our citizens. This is not a theory. This is a time for people who can act, not debating. We are debating since 2015, as I said, when Germany started this method. It's time to act. So what I would say to your political elites or to the people, I would say, send them back. Do not read anything. Send them back. Protect yourself, because it's not about your fancy way of living. It's about protection. It's about surviving. It's not a joke. So many people are killed, raped, stabbed. How long can you wait? How many must suffer? How many must lose their lives until someone will take action? Now people are taking action. People are taking on the streets.
Everything he said is absolutely 100% true. This is not a joke, guys. This is not, flooding the borders with ISIS people, Al-Qaeda, whoever it may be, guys. It could be also crazy liberal, woke liberals, whatever the case may be, whoever's coming illegally to Ireland to destroy the country. It's no joke. We had Ashley Murphy getting stabbed by a Roma Gypsy who didn't work, who didn't pay taxes. Basically, he didn't help push the economy whatsoever. This is terrible immigration. And we should be preventing these people from coming to Ireland. 100%, lads. And I don't know why the Irish government doesn't care about this, but we need to stop this once and for all. We need to elect a new government into this country that protects our people. This is not about a fancy way of living. It's not about living standards, lads. This is about whether we're going to live or die. It's about surviving. You understand? There's no joke.
I'm a proud European, proud Christian. I want Europe to be a Europe, not an Asia, Africa, or any other continent. I want Europe to be Europe. I was born here. I love this place. I love Europeans. I want to be European. I don't want to lose my identity. So if you love your country and if you are experienced throughout generations with such a horrible things, you do not want hijrah, jihadists. You do not want any of those. You do not want terrorists. You do not want people who wants to change your legal system to Sharia. You do not want people who wants to change your culture. You do not want people to take who you are. And we are proud Europeans.
I love it. I absolutely love Polish people. Just want to reiterate that because, like I said, half my family is Eastern European. But it's amazing to see, guys, like the more we listen to Eastern European people in this country, the better. Trust me, they're just all based. They're very, very based people, very masculine, very headstrong, and leaders. You know, the politicians that we have in the Irish government are little bitches. Micheál Martin, Simon Harris, compared to guys like Dominic. But instead of rejecting illegal immigrants, we have even more coming. Here we have from Real News Era, it says in Dublin, on the 10th of September, planning permission was refused on a change of the use of existing building to a family hub to facilitate a short-term emergency accommodation development of homeless families and individuals. In the 16th of September, planning was granted temporary change of use from On the 16th of September, planning was granted temporary change of use from office use to accommodate or support displaced persons seeking international protection. Once again, Irish people are being abandoned in favor of foreigners. Plain and simple, guys. Plain and simple. All I talk about is Ireland first. Put your own people first. A very simple concept. And homeless Irish people were denied to be living in this office building into a family hub to facilitate a short-term emergency accommodation development for homeless families. But then when IPAS protection, international protection of refugees, seek to change this accommodation from an office space into an actual accommodation living, they were granted it. What a disgusting insult to Irish people. So you're going to grant all these shit to foreigners, but you're not going to give anything to your own people. I mean, lads, how disgusting is this? This is just a travesty, lads. This country is getting worse and worse. And this is all recent. This is on the 16th of September. Like, ridiculous. It just came out. Planners giving green light for asylum seeker hub in Dublin's Grand Canal. The office on Mount Street Lower near the IPAS protection office has been subject of backlash from residents and businesses. And on top of it, not only do you have people disrespecting Irish people in terms of the Irish homeless and not giving us accommodation, not putting us first, they're also now, these woke lefties are also painting over the flippin' Irish flag. Okay, so this guy, in retaliation to people taking down Irish flags, painted the side of his house an Irish flag. But then look at this, these woke lefties criminally damaged the side of the house and graffitied over it. Look at that stuff, guys. What does it say? Drunk, skunk, or something? What does it even say on it? Skunk, drunk, who the hell knows? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Every single aspect of being Irish is being attacked. We have to get strong, we have to get ready, get fit. At the very least, this is a spiritual war. The good versus evil, like I've said all the time. They're trying to destroy Ireland with this globalist ideology that they're bringing in, this international WEF globalist ideology. We will not let that happen. We will win. I love you guys all. Help support me so I can help support you by hitting the join link underneath the video. Become a member for just €3 per month, okay? That's all it costs, guys. The price of a coffee. It's not so I can become a multi-millionaire. I don't give a shit about that. It's just so I can put food on the table, all right, and keep pushing back against these woke elites. And I'll see you all in the next one, lads. Peace.